gang? Michael Edward here with True Trading Group. November 16th, achieved my goal today. Had a monster day yesterday. $12,000 profit yesterday. One of the bigger days I've had in a while. So my goal today was just to build on those gains, not take too much risk. That I want to give back too much of the gains from yesterday. So I just wanted to build upon it. And the CADC and our TTG triangle pattern gave us a beautiful 23% gain right off the bat, guys. Early in the morning, right around, it was just after 10 o'clock, the first trade of the day that I made and called 23% gain. And what I want to talk about with this video is not just about another 20% gain from a TTG triangle, because it's becoming quite redundant. You guys know that's the most reliable chart pattern that you can trade. It's my favorite chart pattern. I look for it every single day. But it's about something else that I want you guys to be able to identify, and I want you to be cautious of bull flags that set up above the initial morning high. And I'll explain that to you in a few minutes. Let me walk you through the trade first, and then I'll get into what I'm talking about being cautious of a bull flag forming above the initial morning high. You're probably saying to yourself, Mike, what do you mean be cautious? Isn't a bull flag a good thing, especially when it's above the morning high? And yes, it is. But there's a certain piece of this trade that I want you to notice, because it can help you from getting stopped out of really good trade setups and then having the stock run without you. So let me get to the TTG triangle and my 23% gain first. Okay, so here's our CADC. Stock was on our pre-market watch list because of an earnings release. Stock was gapping up huge, and it's one of the Chinese companies, and these Chinese stocks have been going crazy lately. So I expected some movement and some activity in this stock today. Right away, the stock gaps up, puts in that initial morning high, and pulls in. Okay, so here's your initial morning high, and the stock pulls in and then breaks that high to the upside on a nice strong volume increase. Okay, then what do we do when that happens? We draw a line straight across that initial morning high, and then you can see very clearly right here CADC holding support above that initial morning high. We take our little downtrend resistance line as the stock makes lower highs bouncing off this support area, and I got long right here, guys, at $7.55. Here is my trade announcement at 10:06 a.m. from chat. Long CADC, 755. Okay? That was at 10:06. It's actually right back here. Is when I got long CADC. Okay? You see the stock then breaks out of that downtrend resistance line, gives us a nice strong move, breaks the high of the day, and I started taking profit, guys. 10:14. $9 profit for 19% gain, still holding some. Then at 10:23, I took more profit at $9.30 for a 23% gain. And then in my final take profit, I was holding about 20% of my position just because these Chinese stocks have been going crazy lately. So although I just took a 23% gain on the bulk of my position, I was holding about 20% of my position just in case the stock continued higher, because these Chinese stocks have been going nuts lately. So my first take profit, guys, was right here at $9. My second was right here, and the stock pushed and made a new high on the day. And then my final take profit was right down here. Okay, I decided to get flat this, guys, because this is a bearish signal. Let me delete this, my sales. And you guys know by now that this right here is a bearish signal. When a stock breaks the high of the day and then very quickly pulls back in to retest the support level that you just bought in front of, that's a bearish signal. Okay? And the stock ended up rolling over later in the day. Okay? So our sales on this were absolutely perfect. Caught a nice little 23% gain. Couldn't be happier. Now let's get into what I was talking about be conscious of these bull flags that form above the initial morning high. And to do this, we're gonna do a fun little exercise here, guys. get it, guys. I'm sorry. Here we go. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. Here we go. Here's CADC. Pretend this is what we're looking at. The stock has not traded at anything past 10 o'clock yet. Okay, it hasn't happened yet. That's why I just blacked it out. If you're looking at this chart setup, you're going to say to yourself, wow, this looks like a nice little bull flag, doesn't it? And you're right, it does. This is a bull flag, okay? And it's forming right above the VWAP. It's forming above the initial morning high. It looks great. So if you go ahead and you get long, okay, this bull flag inside this area, inside the flag, and use the bottom support line of the bull flag as your stop loss, you would have gotten stopped out of CADC and taken a loss when the stock did that. Because right here, you're going to say to yourself, oh man, the bull flag failed. Okay, the stock has broken down below the bottom support trend line on that bull flag, and you're going to get stopped out. It's because you're not seeing the bigger picture. You're getting stopped out of CADC because you think a bull flag just broke down. Meanwhile, I'm just getting long because the initial morning high held. And it's not so much that a bull flag is breaking down, that it is a TTG triangle is forming. See the difference? And that's what I want you guys to start to be able to do, okay? Adjust your chart as the stock gives you more information. Just because you think there's a bull flag there and the stock breaks down, don't just say, up, trade's over. Reanalyze the trade, reanalyze the chart, and look for another setup. Because if you did, you then would have seen that CADC was holding above the initial morning high. So that's what I mean by saying be wary of bull flags that form above the initial morning high. Because I don't want to see you guys buy this bull flag and then get stopped out right there when the stock breaks below and down out of the bull flag the wrong way. Always be conscious of that initial morning high right here. That is your key. So even if you get long inside this bull flag, you guys have to get your stop loss. You've got to give it down past this initial morning high, or just wait for the stock to pull in and hold that support level before you buy it, rather than buy it up here. Okay, but that's going to mean you're going to miss some moves, because sometimes this bull flag is going to form, it's going to break out, and it's going to run. It's not going to pull back in and retest the support like CADC did. But that's okay. You're not going to catch every one. You're not going to catch every trade or every breakout. But have a strategy, have rules, and stick to it. Because without my strategy and without my rules, I wouldn't have caught 23% gain in CADC today. All right, guys? Awesome day today. Way to build on top of a huge day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.